Okay, in this video I'm going to talk about what LLMs and AI agents that you must use in order to coding and programming. In case you lost your internet, you have no connection to download any of them. What should you do to prepare, and what softwares you can to download and use it for yourself to um, do not fall behind. Okay, so let's go to the desktop, and first of all, you need to download first of all, two softwares. You need to download Ollama and LM Studio. Okay, here we go. My preferred option is Ollama because in the newer version it used llama.cpp CPP, yeah, llama.cpp project, which is it use your hardware very optimally and have a much better speed for very heavier LLMs. Okay, but LM Studio doesn't still update their own softwares and their core project, which is that makes the LM Studio is not a very ideal option for you to use, but it is better to have it. Why? Because if you let's run LM Studio, I'm going to show you how can you use it better. In LM Studio, it has an option for yourself to go to the model search. In model search, right now I can't connect to the database, I think, because I'm in Iran, as you might already know. But when you see the list of full LLMs in here, it has some kind of check mark in front of it, which is tell you this model is going to be fit for your system or not. So I'm mostly using it as a benchmark. So that's for me it's a better way to have it. So that's the only way. I already have LM Studio. Okay, but after you find out which model is better for you, which billion parameters, you can find it in Ollama and download it. Because right now I'm going to show you a little bit of my device that I have right now and the configuration that I have. My CPU is 12 Gen, which is not that important. I have a 32 gigabyte of RAM, and the VRAM for me is 4 gigabytes. So it's not going to use a lot of my VRAMs in Ollama, because if I wanted to use, see, I have a 4 gigabyte VRAM only. If I wanted to use the older updates of the Ollama or the LM Studio, it only uses my VRAM, which is not very high, and it is very slow. But in the newer version, if you just let's say write a random HTML CSS code to create a beautiful Shopify website. First of all, you have to understand in this new update, it has a very better speed. And if you just open up your task manager, if you see in the GPU, my NVIDIA, the GPU memory is not not getting very used, which is best case scenario. But as you can see, my RAM is used all the way. See how much higher it is? Because in real time, it understands what part of my hardware is can't use to have a better option. Okay, so that's why I have my preferred option is to use Ollama. When you try to talk to Ollama for the first time, it takes a little bit of time to load the models and continue talking to it. But right after it answers you and you continue the conversation, the speed is going to be get higher and higher. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, in case of what softwares or AI agents that you use for the programming, in case you don't have any internet, it's best to have, first of all, Zed.dev IDE. Zed.dev IDE have the great interface and has regular updates. And the best case scenario is if you don't have internet into it, you don't need to sign in to use the agent inside of it. Okay, that's a very perfect one. Okay, the second software you can use is to use voideditor.com. Void Editor is an open source project, also just like Zed. It is an open source project. The bad thing about it is the project has been paused. It didn't continue, but the advantage it has against the Zed.dev, it had a better connectivity towards the local models. Okay, the Zed.dev has an issue to connecting to the local LLMs. It has a little bit connecting to LM Studio better, but with Ollama I had no chance to connect to it. I don't know why it doesn't connect to the Ollama. But if you wanted to use Ollama, the best choice for you to use voideditor.com. And I used it. I created some website with it, and it works good. But with the high-end projects that has very complexity into it, I do not recommend use Void for too long. Zed is a better choice if they fix the Ollama connectivity. As you can see, there are still challenges, but it's better for you to have it and download all of it and store it somewhere. So, what if you want to use Zed.dev but still need to use Ollama into your projects? So my offers to you is to use Zed and Void, all of them together. And both of them work in the same workspace, and with that, if you want to change some little things, you can use Void, but with the bigger things that can use LM Studio, you can use Zed.dev, right? So for me, this is how it works. It's not ideal in most cases, but it's better to have all of them, right? Hopefully this video has value for you. If it does, please subscribe and like and share to others. It's going to help my channel. My goal is to immigrate from this country. My best case scenario is to America. I want to immigrate to America for a long time. So I think YouTube is it's a better way for me to use it. And it's hard to get out of this country. Getting out from Iran, it's been easier before, but right now it's getting very, very harder and harder, mostly because of the financial situation. That's why I use YouTube as a great force for myself to continue and working and help me grow. So thanks again, and I see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.